The title of my project is Blackout Bacteria. I thought that this title was appropriate since my project is all about killing bacteria, and to black out means to lose consciousness, so I thought that it would be a fun wordplay. I chose this project because being in a pandemic, there's so much talk about germs. This inspired me to do my science fair project about something to do with germs. The purpose of my experiment was to determine the effects of topical antibiotics on gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria and determine which is most effective in killing bacteria. For my procedure, I firstly prepared 11 petri dishes. Then I performed a gram stain test to determine whether bacteria from a certain area was gram-positive or gram-negative. Once that was determined, I grew 4 petri dishes with gram-positive bacteria and 4 petri dishes with gram-negative bacteria. Once the bacteria was grown, I smeared one of 3 antibiotics in the center of a gram-negative petri dish and a gram-positive petri dish. Then I stored them in a warm area to wait for results. I took a photo every other day for 8 days so that I can use them to compare before and after. I also took a photo before the antibiotics were placed on the bacteria. My observations showed that polysporin was most effective in killing gram-positive bacteria. It killed a total of 1/3 of the bacteria colony. Also supported by my hypothesis, none of the antibiotics were able to kill any of the gram-negative bacteria. I think my results are most helpful to consumers who have to pick which over-the-counter topical antibiotic cream is best for them. It's very important these days to know how to treat yourself with minor injuries because it's very difficult to see doctors nowadays, and it might not always be the safest option with a pandemic going on. The most difficult part of my project was definitely just growing bacteria. The first time I had tried, my petri dishes had gotten contaminated. The second time, for some reason, my bacteria just wasn't growing. Then the third time, I was finally successfully able to grow bacteria. I think the best thing in my case was just trial and error. For future research, I would definitely want to try testing oral prescription antibiotics opposed to over-the-counter topical antibiotics, and I would test them in the same way. I think also having equipment like a PCR machine might be helpful to be able to determine what kind of bacteria I'm working with. This can make my results a lot more precise. I use the scientific method in my project by firstly asking my questions. What are the effects of over-the-counter topical antibiotic creams on gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria? Then I hypothesized that Neosporin would be most effective in killing gram-positive bacteria, but no antibiotic would be effective in killing gram-negative bacteria. Then I conducted my experiment and made my conclusion.